very good morning, viewers, and welcome to another edition of Quick Morning. I'm Priyanka Das, and I'll be taking you through the top stories from around the country and the world to set the tone for your day. We'll cover stories from the world of international top stories to sports, entertainment, and a whole lot more in a jam-packed lineup this morning. So let's get started. Prime Minister Modi concluded his two-day visit to Kuwait on Sunday, marking the first visit by an Indian Prime Minister to the Gulf nation in 43 years. The visit was deemed historic and successful, with both nations elevating their relationship to a strategic partnership, paving the way for enhanced bilateral cooperation in various sectors. 4 MoUs were exchanged between the two countries as well. During his stay, Prime Minister Modi held extensive talks with the Kuwaiti leadership, including the Emir Sheikh, Meshal, Al-Ahmad, Al-Sabah, focusing on strengthening ties in areas such as information technology, pharmaceuticals, fintech, infrastructure and security. In a special gesture, Kuwaiti Prime Minister Abdullah Al-Ahmad Al-Sabah personally came to the airport to see off Prime Minister Modi. Kuwait's high civilian honour, the Mubarak Al-Kabir Order, was conferred on Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Sunday by the Emir of Kuwait, Sheikh Meshal Al-Ahmad, in recognition of his leadership in strengthening India's ties with the Gulf region. External Affairs Minister S. Shankar hailed the award as a proud moment for India, emphasizing that it highlights the deep historic ties and people-to-people relations between the two countries. The honour also acknowledges Prime Minister Modi's commitment to advancing India's strategic partnership with Kuwait.
प्रधानमंत्री जी को कुवैत सरकार की तरफ से जो मान सम्मान मिला है वो केवल प्रधानमंत्री जी को नहीं लेकिन पूरे भारतवर्ष को में प्रधानमंत्री जी ने सदैव ये माना है कि वे भारत के प्रधान सेवक हैं, प्रधान रक्षक, और मैं हृदय की गहराइयों से कुवैती सरकार को धन्यवाद अर्पित करना चाहता हूँ.
The recent mob attack on Tollywood actor Allu Arjun's residence has ignited a political firestorm, with the Bharatiya Janata Party accusing the Congress party of behind the incident. The attack, allegedly carried out by members of the Osmania University Joint Action Committee, has raised serious concerns about the involvement of the state government, particularly after photographs surfaced showing some attackers with Telangana Chief Minister Revanth Reddy. Allu Arjun's father, Allu Arvind, has filed a police complaint while the BJP demands a thorough investigation, questioning the state's response and the silence from the leftist factions. Union Home Minister Amit Shah visited Tripura to review the progress of the Brew rehabilitation project, noting the significant financial investment made by the central and state governments. A total of rupees 821.98 crore has been allocated for the resettlement of 6,935 Brew families across 12 colonies in Tripura, with rupees 793.65 crore provided by the Union Home Ministry and rupees 28.34 crore by the state government for the development works. Shah sharply criticized the opposition CPM and Congress in Tripura on Sunday over the long-standing Brew migrant issue, stating that the resettlement of 37,000 Brew families was only possible after the party came to power in the state.
आज मैं त्रिपुरा ब्रू रियांग बसाहतियों का जो नया बसाहत हुआ है उसका निरीक्षण करने के लिए गया और वहां पर लगभग 400 परिवारों को बहुत सुख चैन और अच्छी सुविधाओं के साथ रहते हुए देखकर मन को सच अर्थ में बड़ी शांति और आनंद की अनुभूति हुई है.
Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan on Sunday responded strongly to Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge's criticism of the recent amendment to the conduct of election rules, accusing the Congress of frustration and disappointment due to the repeated electoral defeats. Pradhan defended the centre's move to restrict access to certain poll documents, stating that Congress was resorting to baseless allegations after every election result, depending on whether they win or lose. His remarks came after Kharge alleged that amendment undermined the integrity of the Election Commission of India and was part of a conspiracy to weaken constitutional institutions.
देखिए, कांग्रेस पार्टी की हालत बहुत खराब है। वो एक बहुत बड़ी निराशा और हताशा के दौर में वो चल रहे हैं और उनकी नेतृत्व, वो आदरणीय खड़गे जी हो या उनकी सामंतवादी चेहरा राहुल गांधी जी हो, ये सब लोग घबराए हुए हैं। बार बार जनता के द्वारा रिजेक्ट होने के कारण उनकी एक फ्रस्ट्रेशन डेवलप हुई है। कोई भी संवैधानिक संस्था के स्वतंत्र काम को वो आरोप प्रत्यारोप में लपेट लेते हैं।
Samajwadi Party National President Akhilesh Yadav has sparked controversy with his recent remarks in Firozabad, claiming that the Kali-Yug era began in Gujarat after Lord Krishna's demise. Speaking at a religious program, Yadav's statement has reignited widespread contention and criticism. He also targeted the Bharatiya Janata Party, accusing them of fostering hatred and questioning the timing of Mohan Bhagwat's statement amidst the recent deaths and temple constructions in Sambhal and other cities. When pressed for clarification, Yadav stood by his claim on Kali-Yug, urging others to research the topic and also criticized the Enforcement Directorate and CBI for allegedly targeting opposition parties during the election season.
जब भगवान श्री कृष्ण ने अपने प्राण छोड़े थे, उसी दिन से कलयुग शुरू हुआ है और उन्होंने प्राण छोड़े थे गुजरात में। तो अगर यूं कहेंगे गुजरात से कलयुग शुरू हुआ है।
In a remarkable discovery, an ancient well has been unearthed in the Shemnath Tirth temple complex in Sambhal. The well, one of 19 in the complex, revealed water at a surprising depth of just 8 feet. This breakthrough has been viewed as a significant find among the 68 tirthas and 19 wells in the region. Further excavations are anticipated. In a joint operation by West Bengal Police and Jammu and Kashmir Police, Javed Ahmed Munshi, a suspected militant with alleged ties to a Kashmir-based terror outfit, was arrested from the caning area in South 24 Parganas, Bengal. Munshi, who claimed to be visiting relatives for personal reasons, has been on the wanted list of the Jammu and Kashmir Police for his involvement in terrorism. After being presented in court, he was granted transit remand until December 31st.
He tried to join young people of the Jammu and Kashmir to propagate secessionist from the member of the people and for the purpose of revival of Muslim League. He was one of the member of Musharat Alam group. From his possession, he was arrested from Canning PS.
Viewers, now it's time for us to take a quick check of the economy and the top business stories. Economic Forum Annual Meeting 2025, set to take place in Davos, Switzerland from January 20th to 25th, will bring together global leaders to address pressing challenges under the theme Collaboration for the Intelligent Age. Prominent Indian leaders including Maharashtra CM Devendra Fadnavis, Andhra Pradesh CM Chandrababu Naidu and Telangana CM Revanth Reddy will join over 100 CEOs and policy makers to discuss the crucial issues like technological innovation, sustainability and global economic recovery. The summit will also feature influential Indian business magnates including Mukesh Ambani, Gautam Adani and Adar Poonawalla, further solidifying India's presence on the world stage. Foreign portfolio investors reversed their buying trend this week, becoming net sellers in Indian equities with a withdrawal of Rs 976 crore. Despite starting the week positively with investments of Rs 3,126 crore, FPI sold off Rs 4,102 crore in the following sessions. The shift was influenced by a stronger US dollar, rising US 10-year bond yields and the US Federal Reserve's recent 25 basis point interest rate cut. While the Fed signaled fewer rate cuts ahead, concerns over inflation, weak earnings and slower GDP growth have weighed on market sentiment. However, FPIs have still invested Rs 21,789 crore in Indian equities this December, reflecting long-term confidence in India's growth potential. The strengthening US dollar and rising US 10-year bond yields to 4.5% have made US markets more attractive, contributing to the FPI selling in India. India's primary market experienced a historic boom in 2024, raising over rupees 1.8 lakh crore through 317 IPOs, a significant jump from the rupees 57,600 crore that was raised in 2023 and surpassing the previous record of 1.3 lakh crore set in 2021. This surge was driven by strong market performance, with the Nifty 50 index rising 12% year-to-date and investor confidence across a diverse range of sectors. Notably, Hyundai Motor India's rupees 27,870 crore IPO became the largest in India's history, setting a new benchmark for public offerings. The year also saw the average IPO issue size double to over rupees 1,700 crore, indicative of the growing maturity and scale of India's capital markets. The Indian government has approved a rupees 500 crore capital infusion into state-owned IFCI to strengthen its financial position and support its upcoming restructuring efforts. The move, formalized through the first supplementary demand for grants for 2024-25, aims to stabilize the IFCI, which has been facing financial challenges, including a rupees 170 crore loss in the first half of FY24. The allocation, which will not require additional cash outflows, is expected to boost the government's stake in the company exceeding its current 71.72%. The capital injection comes as a part of a broader plan to consolidate IFCI with its group companies and improve its role in supporting India's industrial and infrastructural growth. Rohan Mirchandani, the 40-year-old co-founder of Drums Food International, the company behind India's leading Greek yogurt brand Epigamia, passed away on December 21st due to a heart attack. Mirchandani, a graduate of NYU Stern and Wharton School, was a leader who spearheaded the company's growth, with Epigamia recording rupees 168 crore in sales for FY23. Infosys co-founder and tech pioneer Narayan Murthy cautioned if climate change is not addressed urgently, it could result in mass migration to cities such as Bengaluru, Pune and Hyderabad from areas that may become uninhabitable due to shifting temperatures and weather patterns. At the same time, though, Murthy said that Bengaluru, Pune and Hyderabad are becoming increasingly difficult due to problems like traffic and pollution. Viewers, now we're tracking the top global stories. Let's get started. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu convened the security cabinet at the Army's Northern Command on December 22nd. Ahead of the meeting, he presented with a display of weapons confiscated in the village's southern Lebanon by Israeli forces. Netanyahu also visited a mock tunnel built for learning purposes. That marks the first phase of the US-brokered ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hezbollah. Hezbollah militants will withdraw from southern Lebanon north of the Litani River, and Israeli troops will withdraw from southern Lebanon into northern Israel, as per the agreement. Albania's Prime Minister's decision to shut down TikTok on Sunday was criticized by the country's young population. The Prime Minister cited online bullying and violence to be the cause of the ban. Albanian authorities held 1,300 meetings with teachers and parents. This comes after a teenager was fatally stabbed by a teacher following a quarrel that started on TikTok. However, youngsters across the country have disagreed with the call. Authorities in Texas shot down a pickup driver after his vehicle crashed into a department store. The crash injured 5 people before the accused was fatally shot by the police. The victims are being treated at local hospitals as the accused's identity remains unknown. Amid a festive season, this news has shaken the local community. Further investigation is said to be underway. Tens of thousands rallied to the central square in Serbia's capital on December 22nd. Protests erupted against President Alexander Vučić and his government following the death of 15 people due to a failed construction. Smaller rallies were also held in the cities of Nice and Kragujevac. On November 1st, a canopy collapsed at a railway day, raising widespread concerns about corruption in the government and importing of construction services from China. Many in Serbia blame the collapse on widespread corruption and sloppy work on the railway station building, which was renovated twice in recent years. Prosecutors have arrested 13 people over the Novi Sad railway tragedy, including a government minister whose release later fueled public skepticism about the honesty of the investigation. The weeks-long protests reflect wider discontent with Vučić's rule. 2 weeks after the fall of Bashar Assad's government, Christians in Syria are preparing to embrace Christmas this year. Preparations are going on in Damascus, with narrow alleys being decorated with Christmas lights. Markets, mass and communions were organized across the city. Civilians also danced and sang national songs while others waved the Syrian flag.
Whatever happened in the world, and especially in Syria, we, as a Christian, believing in God, the King of Peace, and God came to the universe to spread the peace, love among the people, among everyone.
A small plane crashed into the Brazilian town of Gramado, killing all 10 passengers and crew on board. Brazil's civil defense agency took to the social media platform X to confirm the crash. The plane hit the chimney of a home and then the second floor of a building before crashing into a mobile phone shop in a largely residential neighborhood of Gramado. More than a dozen people who were on the ground were taken to hospitals with injuries, including smoke inhalation, and 2 are said to be in critical condition. Reports share that the passengers were members of the same family and were traveling between the 2 states for the festive season. It is not clear what caused the crash, as further investigation is underway. The United Nations is working with the new Syrian interim government to preserve evidence of war crimes committed during President Assad's regime. Journalists, researchers and the public are now flooding into former detention centers and mass grave sites as they look for evidence of brutality during Assad's regime and their loved ones. Following stampedes at 2 separate Christmas charity events in Nigeria, police have confirmed the death toll has increased from 13 to 32. Nigeria is Africa's most populous country and struggles with the worst cost of living crisis in a generation. Multiple donation drives and charity events have been organized ahead of the festive season in the country. Several children were also killed at the events. Frustration over the cost of living crisis has led to mass protests in recent months. In August, at least 20 people were shot dead and hundreds of others were arrested at protests demanding better opportunities and jobs for the young people. Now let's get started with the sports segment where we bring you all the exciting matchups and highlights. Let's get started. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has extolled Ravichandran Ashwin for his outstanding international career for the men in blue. Prime Minister Modi has paid a fitting tribute to the spin wizard by writing a 2-page long letter highlighting Ashwin's commitment to the country across the 3 formats of the game. Joe Root returned to England's ODI setup as the England and Wales Cricket Board (ECB) announced their squads for the upcoming India Tour and the ICC Champions Trophy 2025 on Sunday, December 22nd. Jos Buttler leads the teams, but there is no place for Test captain Ben Stokes in both ODIs and T20 international squads. Root, 34, has impressive numbers in 50-over cricket despite featuring in only Tests in 2024. Stokes suffered a hamstring injury during the 3rd Test against New Zealand and was not even considered for the Champions Trophy squad selection. A hard-fought half-century from Gongadi Trisha and brilliant bowling spells by Parunika Sisodia, Ayushi Shukla and Sonam Yadav helped India clinch the inaugural edition of the ACC Under-19 Women's T20 Asia Cup by beating Bangladesh in the final at the Biomus Oval in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. India's 46-run win has helped in reducing the disappointment of the men's team's loss that had come at the hands of Bangladesh in the finals of the ACC Under-19 Asia Cup on December 8 at the Dubai International Cricket Stadium. Robin Uthappa has finally responded to the arrest warrant that was issued against him in connection with an alleged EPF deposit fraud. Taking to Instagram and X, Uthappa clarified that he neither had an active executive role nor was he involved in the day-to-day operations of the businesses in question. For the unversed, an arrest warrant was issued against a former India cricketer for allegedly not depositing Provident Fund amounts into the accounts of his employees after deducting the same from their salaries as a director of the Centaurus Lifestyle Brands Private Limited. Rohit Sharma was hit on his knee while batting at the MCG nets ahead of the Boxing Day Test in Melbourne. The Indian captain was pictured with an ice pack around his left knee, sitting with his leg outstretched after the net session. That was not the only injury scare. The host suffered Seema Akashdeep was hit on his hand and got a bruise while batting in the nets. Jadeja addressed media at the MCG, after which Australian media put out a story claiming that the all-rounder had refused to answer questions in English. However, several reports state that the India team denied the claim that Jadeja categorically refused to answer questions in English. As per the press conference footage, Jadeja answered all his questions in Hindi since all questions directed to him were in Hindi. Smriti Mandhana continued her red-hot form with her 5th consecutive international 50 by scoring 91 runs in the first ODI against West Indies. The star Indian batter also shattered the major all-time record in women's international despite missing out on her century in Vadodara. The 28-year-old opener registered her 4th 50-plus score in the ongoing series to continue her sensational record in 2024. Smriti became the first-ever women's cricketer to reach 1,600 runs in international cricket in a calendar year, breaking Laura Woolward's record of 1,593 runs in 2024. Viewers, now we are tracking the glitzy and glamorous stories from the world of entertainment. Hollywood actress Blake Lively has accused her It Ends With Us director and co-star Justin Baldoni of sexual harassment. The actress has alleged that Baldoni tried to destroy her reputation. The complaint also names Baldoni's publicist. The complaint Lively accuses Baldoni and the studio of embarking on a multi-tiered plan to damage her reputation following a meeting in which she and her husband Ryan Reynolds addressed repeated sexual harassment and other disturbing behavior by Baldoni and a producer on the movie. It Ends With Us is an adaptation of Colleen Hoover's best-selling 2016 novel and was released in August. The film exceeded box office expectations with a $50 million debut. Global music sensation Ed Sheeran has announced an additional show in Bengaluru, making it the only city in India to host the artist twice during his record-breaking tour. The decision comes following an overwhelming demand. The concert is set to take place on February 8th and 9th, 2025 at the Nice Grounds. The setlist will include his chart-topping hits from his decade-spanning career.